Here's a quick video guide to help you understand how to check your grades in Math 160 this fall. The Standards tab of the worksheet lists all of the standards, and it denotes which of the standards are core. Number required is the number of times you must meet expectations before the standard counts as mastered. Some are 3, some are 2. When we get to derivatives, you have to do D4 5 times before it counts as mastered. Opportunities is the number of times we will give you a chance to demonstrate your ability to meet expectations. The information listed below the standard under Assignments and Primary Assessment lists the assessments in order by week, and you can look at Lab 1, for example, to see which standards are tested on Lab 1 or what standards are on Quiz 10. The revised reassessment information is a rough sketch of which standards would be eligible for reassessment that week based off of the 3 previous weeks' assignments. Looking at the Grades tab on the spreadsheet, this is a place where you can actually track the grades that you are earning so you can figure out where things are at. Again, the assignments are listed by week and which standards can be done. Scrolling down, you can see the reassessment by week and assignment. So if you're wondering what week 10 assignments are eligible for the revision process, they are listed right there. In week 11, you're eligible to revise these assignments provided you have not already revised them. Scrolling down a little farther, we'll organize everything by standard. So you can look up the standard and see which assignments tested that standard. Let's actually get into tracking your scores and see what we can tell from that. So go through all of your Canvas assignments and take a look at Quiz 1 and see what grade you got. And enter an E for exceeds, an M for meets, or an R for revise. And do this for all of your quizzes. And as data gets entered, we start to notice that the numbers are changing from zeros to whatever it needs to be. So this 5 represents the 5 times that standard L5 was met. This 3 represents the fact that standard L6 was passed or met expectations 3 times. The E counts as a meet. The revised is not counting against you. And then the number of exceeds is actually tracked here as well. So you can see that this exceeds is counting there. So remember, an exceeds counts to satisfy the meets category. So because this standard L6 has been met 3 times, and because it needs to be met 3 times, L6 would count as mastered. And so you could move on. So anytime the number of meets is equal to the number of requireds, or greater than or equal to, you have mastered that standard. One other thing to point out is remember that the second number in this list here tells you how many times we will offer these standards on an assessment, and we are trying to offer at least one more time than the requirement, but toward the end of the semester there's just not enough time. So these green highlighted bars, this is representing the fact that you need to meet expectations 3 times on I1 to master it, but we can only offer it 3 times. So you'll definitely want to make sure you're paying attention to the revision process so that you get enough chances in to get the grade that you want to get. As you are filling in your grade data in that gray shaded in area, the summaries will start showing up over here if you scroll to the right, and then you can compare that to the grade boundaries. Caveat, we will be lowering the AGP requirements because we have decided not to offer AGP in weeks 8 and weeks 12. So that will be one change, but there'll be changes in your favor. But at least this gets you a ballpark way to start seeing how much more work you need to do and kind of where you're at. If you're wondering where to enter the reassessment information, you can either just change your scores to reflect that the score got updated, or you can leave your original score in the grade area and scroll down a little bit to the reassessment and then enter your M or E in these cells down here, and they will get counted as well. The best way to get a sense of where you are in the class, especially since you're in the intermediate stages and we haven't tested every standard yet, is to take a look at a standard that you're not that close on. So this person, for example, they've only successfully passed standard D5 2 times, but they need to pass it 4 times. So we do offer it 5 times, but is that enough? So we want to take a look at D5, and this person has entered their grades through Lab 2. So Lab 2 and Quiz 6. So we come back over here and look up D5. And there's Lab 2 and Quiz 6. So we see they still have 3 more chances to demonstrate that they can do this. So this will give you the idea of how close you are, whether or not you have enough chances left to go ahead and show that you can meet expectations on the standards.